last year you were talking a lot about that these are your last months or years, and I wanted to have a chance for you to hear from all the people around you who love you, what you mean to us. So that's where this idea came from. For me, when I first came over here to this house, I'd never been around somebody so honest. And my friend John Early said that you talked with a lot of people on the phone, and I remember calling you and saying, I want to be one of those people that you call. And when I tell people about you, I never know what to call you, if you're my friend or a teacher or a mentor, and I think you're all of those things. And meeting you gave me my ability to see what my own purpose is in this world, to be here to transform sexuality and how men and women relate and talk to one another. And if we're the conversation that we are for other people, I want you to know that you'll live on for a long time in who I am and who I share with in the world. And I'd pay $1 million to have met you or more.
I remember when I was about 14 years old, I heard a comment, it was a question, I guess, what kind of world would this world be if everyone were just like me? And it kind of rhymed, it was kind of fun, I remembered it my whole life, and so every now and then I think, well, hopefully this world is a little bit better off because I was in it. I would kind of be ashamed to say that I went from 1 to 80 and died without making any difference at all. Of course, we ordinarily make a huge dent in the gasoline and the food and all the things that we change by just being here as animals. But I really appreciate the fact that the abstractions like love and embarrassment and shame and guilt and honor and courage can be used to so that we can tell each other how we feel about them.
One day I called you and you asked me to call somebody, and I hung up the phone and I called him right away. And then I called you back and I said, it's so strange to me that it seems like everything you ask me to do is really easy for me to just do it. And I said, most of the time when people ask me to do things, I say no, or I don't want to do it, or I take a long time. And you said something like, well, maybe that's because I'm just another version of you in a different body. And that really rang true to me.
Yeah, when we look at another person and we don't like them, we look at another person when we do like them, we don't realize that it's our own self-image that we're looking at. So when you see a really mean and ugly person, there's a lot of mean and ugly in you that allows you to see that. So they didn't tell us that when in the first grade. They didn't really teach us early enough that what you see is what you get. One of the things I'm doing right now is crying. And when I was about 11 or 12 years old, somebody told me not to cry because boys don't cry. And they even named a movie that, Boys Don't Cry. And I'm so pleased that I'm crying now, and I enjoy crying at least 200 days a year. And sometimes I can cry for like 30 minutes straight. I love crying. It's sort of an authentic cut at life, you know. Like, if you're crying, you may be happy, you may be sad, but you're not bullshitting yourself. I think when you're crying, you probably have a lot of honesty, a lot of real, true human being there.